Well, good evening, everyone. It is that time again. Time for Women with Grit, where we talk to amazing, inspiring women who are doing phenomenal things in their city, in their industry, in the space that they are in. And I am just so excited that we have the pleasure of having Dr. Pickett tonight, which you guys will get an opportunity to speak with her shortly. So go grab your favorite cup of choice, beverage of choice, whatever that is. Grab some friends, go ahead and like, share, and be sure to tell your friends to join us here on Women with Grit, where we have just an amazing hour ahead of you with Dr. Pickett. Both Lee and I are just super excited that you all are on. So go ahead and make sure that you like, share, and we look forward to seeing you here. Lee, what is going on in your world this time or this?
Woo! Just I tell you what, things have been happening.
I know.
Things have been happening, and hopefully for everyone out there, this year has started off with a bang, and you're really trying, really figuring out how to survive and thrive in this COVID environment. We're going to be here for a minute, as much as we want to rush it. The vaccines are moving slow. Just so many different things are moving slow, but we still have to survive and we still have to thrive. So that's what we're trying to do over here at the Mollett House, is really continue to move forward and keep the kids on point with school, even though that may sometimes mean doing some work at home with them. Our kids are in school. Oldest one that's home is able to go virtual, but he's in 11th grade, so he knows what he needs to do. But hey, we got to keep moving. We can't get stagnant. So.
It dies, right?
That's right. That's right. Sherelle and I are working on a few new things for you guys that we can't wait to launch. But right now they're in the infancy stage, and some of it's just stuck up in my head. So, so we got to get it out of there. But yeah, everything is good. It's a beautiful day in Nashville today. It was over 50 degrees. The sun was out. Didn't have to have a jacket on, so it was good. It was good, definitely. So we thank all of you all for joining us today. Dr. Pickett, thank you for joining us. We want to shout out The Color of Music. So The Color of Music, you can go to their webpage, go to their YouTube page, really. I think that's where all the fun is. Go to The Color of Music, and you'll just see so many different classical performances by people of color from all over the world. And that's exciting. I know we introduced you to Nyango late last year, and she was over in, out of the country while we were interviewing her. I believe she was in Colombia.
Right.
And so just some, people are all over the world, but check out colorofmusic.org. Mr. Lee Pringle is the founder and director of this amazing organization. We also want to shout out our sponsors. I want to shout out MJC Insurance Group, Leon and his team, Cassandra and Lisa and everyone over there at MJC. Give them a call or check them out on their website, mjcins.com, mjcins.com. They will shop over 30 different companies to help you find the right insurance for your family. As I mentioned just a few months ago, I called in just to get a checkup, and I saved 30% on my insurance. And so that was exciting. Anytime you can save it and keep it in your pocket, you're winning. So give them a call. They also will help you if you have a business and you need workers' comp insurance or business liability coverage or anything like that. Give them a call and they'll be happy to help you. Also, we want to shout out Lauren Overton at Mollett Investment Services Group. Again, Lauren Overton, you can check her. Just go to the website, mollettinvestmentservices.com. Lauren will help you get 401k proposals, health insurance proposals, anything for your business that you need as far as benefits. Lauren is happy to help you with that. And then Mr. Terrell Owens is happy to help you with a life insurance checkup. I was talking to a young man today with 2 kids and a wife and a house, and we determined we need to make sure he had insurance coverage so that if something happens to him, his family is taken care of. So if you don't have life insurance or don't have enough, then you need to give Terrell Perry a call at 615-627-0968, or email him at Terrell, Terrell, at MolletteInvestmentServices.com. And he will be happy to help you with your insurance checkup and a wealth management or financial checkup to get you started towards building wealth. And we're talking about true generational wealth. We're not just talking in terms, we're talking in action. So we urge you to check him out. And then, of course, we shout out our own leadership management professional diva, bad girl, Miss Sherelle Lands. And you can go to her website, SherelleLands.com. She's got all kind of stuff going on. She had a summit or something going on just before we got on today. So she's doing everything she can to help people individually and with their businesses get on the right track, thrive during these times. And she does it. She brings so much expertise to the table, working with one of the largest, some of the largest companies in America, in this country, and she's very well certified with all those different belts, black belt, Six Sigma, all that stuff. She's the bomb. So definitely check her out. Check out her website. And with that, let's get started, Sherelle. I think I do want to shout out the table, man. The table, we've talked about the table on this early on, and we are almost at 100 members. And I tell you what, yeah, we're rocking. And my co-founder Kate Wood and I are just very excited. We brought on some key sponsors: John Ingram, Ingram Industries, Daryl Freeman, Turner Nash, Bank of America, Pinnacle Financial, J.E. Dunn, Skanska, our friend Mindy Mazzo, just a number of people that have come. Roberta Pettis and her company. So we're excited about the way people have embraced what we're doing. And our goal is to increase the level of prosperity for people of color in this region and then ultimately across the country. So go to our website, thetableaction.com, learn more. And if you decide you want to join, feel free to go ahead and join. We have our first membership meeting coming up February 24th, and it's going to be exciting. One big shout out to a couple of friends of mine, Mike Carter and Daryl Freeman, who own Pinnacle Construction Partners, and then my very good friend, and I consider them business partners, Moody Nolan Architects. They're designing buildings for me and our Frank Stanton developers right now. They were just awarded the Nashville Soccer Club's practice facility to design and build. It's a $30 million project. And I bet, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll bet it's probably the largest single project that a Black-owned construction company, definitely in Middle Tennessee, possibly across the state, has been awarded the lead construction on. So they're the prime contractor, Pinnacle Financial. And Moody Nolan, based out of Columbus, Ohio, it's the largest Black-owned architectural firm in the country. And they just received the honor of Architectural Firm of the Year. It's the first time a firm of color was awarded that by the National Architect AIA organization. So congrats to them, and just that's just phenomenal. I just thought I'd have to throw that out there. So with that, what do we have next, Sherelle?
Yes. So I'm so excited that we have the pleasure of having Dr. Pickett, who you guys will get to meet here shortly. She is an accompanied artist in a variety of different styles. She has performed with musicians ranging from the country music singer Allison Cross to the avid composers Terry Riley. As a student of the acclaimed bassist and political activist Richard Davis, Jacqueline has a deep passion concerning music for social change. And to this end, she has worked with the pianist Consuela Lee in Snow Hill, Alabama, teaching young people how to play improvised music. Their duo, the Lee Pickett Duo, brought down many great artists, including Max Roach and Milt Jackson to audiences in rural Alabama to inspire young people. And for 6 years, she headed the nonprofit Torch Academy that has dedicated to music education through community involvement. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you all Dr. Pickett.
Hello, Dr. Pickett.
Thank you. I'm here. Thank you so much for the most gracious and generous introduction.
You are welcome. We are just so excited to have you this evening, especially being a woman in music. So, we'd love to kick it off by you sharing with us what has been your story and your journey.
I would like to add value to everything that I do. Uh, it's a very intimate relationship with God that I just want to honor those who sacrificed and came before me. And I hope that those that I have got a chance to work with will move forward and do the same. It's a very to there's an old saying, to whom one is given, much is required. And it that is basically what my story is. Just wanting to do my best every day. And when I do my best, wherever I land, it's good with God and it's good with me.
That is that is so noble, and you're definitely so humble. Tell us a little bit about how you decided to become a double bassist and what your journey in music has been like.
Well, that's interesting, Chanel, because I interview people also. And one of the projects that I am interviewing people on are women bass players, especially Black female
Mhm.
acoustic bass players. And one of my questions is, did you choose the double bass or did the double bass choose you? And in my case, I definitely feel like the bass chose me because I was just sitting in class in elementary school, and one of my classmates brings in a violin, and I was just fascinated with the instrument. And I she said that the orchestra teacher is recruiting people for the ensemble. So I walked down the hall to the music teacher's office. And right outside the door, behind a great big political map of the world, four huge violins. I didn't know what they were called, but huge. And there was a voice saying, "This is your ticket to see the world." Didn't know what they were. I went in, and the music teacher, I think, him what they were, and he said string bass. I wrote down string bass, erased it, and then wrote down cello. And he just put the string bass in my hands. Bass chose me, and that's how I got started.
Wow.
Uh, that's phenomenal. My mother played the string bass, and she's 84 now, so she played it, and to this day just loves it and just remembers so fondly her time of playing. And I can't remember if she played the double bass or not. I'll have to ask her. Um, but it's a rare instrument for a woman to play. I mean, I think more and more women are starting to play, but how, as it chose you, what was that feeling like? Did you did you just automatically say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill this," or do you have any apprehension, or what were your thoughts as it chose you?
Oh, No, it was something I just played a string. It happened to be the A string. Anyone who's played this instrument, if you've gone to children to a children's family concert that your local symphony gives, we let people play the instrument. And the double bass, when you play the open string, you pluck it, it resonates. It you can feel it all through your body. You don't really hear it, you feel it. And it's so cool to see people's expression when they play it, because every time I see someone's expression, that's what I looked like the first time I played it, Lee. I played that A. Ah! Wow! I gotta have more of this.
Ah,
So that's what it was. It's not anything really heavy. It's just happy.
okay, okay, all right. So now, so outside of, so music for you is a lifestyle. For many, it's more of a hobby. Now, would you say music is a hobby for you as well, or what are your hobbies outside of music?
I love garden. I love to grow food. As a matter of fact, the nonprofit that Charnel spoke of, TORCH, is an acronym for Together Orchestras Revitalize Community Harmony. And it's a return to the family being involved with the ensemble as part of the educational process. And I really enjoyed working with the entire family. We played music together and we went into growing food. We played music together and what are some businesses that, and these are my hobbies. I enjoy starting up little businesses. I think it's of the future. The artist as entrepreneur has been a way of life for, you had mentioned your mother is a bass player,
Hmm.
Lee,
Yes, yes,
your mother's a bass
correct.
player.
Yes.
And we went about making a living. I think many people are hobbyists. I, during my career playing the double bass, in that nonprofit, we searched what it meant to add value to your community, and what it means to be an entrepreneur, what it means to have several streams of income. Black families have been doing this, although I'm sure other people have too. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. My experience is that we've been doing this forever, finding ways to make it. And it's considered a hobby, but it's what we do to hone our craft. In my case, I started playing the bass in elementary school. I worked at it very hard. I had my first orchestra job at a local symphony when I was 16 and never looked back. I kept going to school. I kept learning. I worked in orchestra in Mexico City right after I graduated from undergrad school. I came back and I had a newspaper route. You know, I did anything I could to bring in income because I knew what I was getting into, and it wasn't really anything unusual uh, in my family setting to do whatever it took to get your objective done. And I was a school teacher. I played in many chamber orchestras. I've played in many club dates, supper clubs, jazz clubs. It's all music, and it's really not unusual. And the, you know, if people want to call that a hobby, fine, you can call it a hobby. Uh, the only person you have control over is yourself and how you choose to walk with God. And the person that I'm concerned about, knowing that I'm doing the right thing, God, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
I love the fact that you said that, you pretty much champion music for social change. And that was, I think, just so, it was inspiring to hear that you do that. Now, when you think about what or who inspires you, who inspires Jacqueline?
Wow. Uh, I not one person. It's that energy of those who are into what is just and right. That's
Uh,
different from what is correct. What is just and what is right. And if you are with what is just and what is right, you're my hero. I specific people, of course, my family, my my parents, my grandparents, of course, those ties, the community that I grew up in, that's like an extended family.
okay.
But
Wow.
as we get older, we get a little bit wiser because we've been around the block a few times, and you develop a sense of smell for justice. And you can pretty much tell right away. I've been playing the double bass professionally. I told you I started when I was 16. I've been playing for 44 years, and I still feel like I haven't reached my plateau. But
Mm,
you find what you're supposed to do with this art. That's that's what art is. In communities, we learn how to be part of the community by embracing the culture or the customs that make us who we are.
yeah.
And art is a celebration of that custom of making us who we are.
Mm,
People in my family weave baskets. They're basket weavers. They're artists in different ways. I don't compartmentalize. Uh, this is separate from something else. But I realize I live in a society where some people do that. And what I want to do is add value to that situation by showing young people that your kinesthetic nature to feel things through your heart
yeah.
is a cool thing. To intellectualize everything is not the only way to add value and move forward.
Yeah. I love
I'll
that.
leave it there.
No, that's great. But tell us about, like, so when you walk on stage, I used to play clarinet a long time ago. What was the
Oh,
first
cool.
instrument? Now, I won't claim to, it was a long time ago, but I still keep it, it's still in my bones. At least I like to say that. But I love to kind of go and do live music. What is the first instrument that you hear that kind of just takes you into your zone?
Some people call that ham bone. Some people,
Yeah.
it's rhythm
Yeah.
and it's flow and it's your breath. It's the lullaby. It's what connects us to our creator. It's what connects us to everything that is out there. It's much greater than the little things that we tend to consider are great things on this planet. It's much bigger than this planet. It's our humanity and our ability to love, actively love. That's what hits me first.
So, so Jacqueline, talk about the color of music and how were you introduced to the color of music? What's that experience been like since you've been involved?
It represents that platform. I was introduced to the color of music in 2017. My aunt in Pittsburgh, I grew up in Western Pennsylvania, was
Okay.
telling me about this wonderful concert that they were working on a piece about the history of rice, of the crop rice, and everything that went into that. And I said, wow, that sounds really wonderful. And she was wondering, well, why aren't you involved in that? So I said, well, I finding out about it from you, and maybe I'll get invited, maybe I won't. So consequently, after that phone call from my aunt, I got a call from the general manager, Andrew Lee, to participate in the next year's festival, and I had to make an audition tape, and they listened to it, and I got to participate. So it was the formal, informal audition process. We heard about you. You're a Black musician. We need a double bass player. Would you send us a tape of your playing? And that's
Okay.
what I did.
And so since then, what's
So
the experience? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
the experience that I had immediately was, wow, there was a chamber orchestra that happened to be an all-female chamber orchestra. And they were people that I met maybe from other places, other situations, other festivals, but we had never played together before. And it was so cool. Everyone was a little bit nervous, and I thought Nyong'o was like, she was trying to be cool, but everyone could see she was really nervous. And we just we had never been in a room together producing music together. That was my first impression. Wow, this is a platform that is totally Black. It doesn't have a white corporation at the top of it running things. It's totally, Lee is in charge. And if you ever have any doubt, he will quickly remind you of that. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's the whole thing of the family coming back. The Black man is in charge, and we love it. We love it. It's like a balance of abilities, and he honors the win. Uh, he it's a beautiful organization that mirrors what I grew up with. It was this strong Black male energy and the very nurturing Black female energy, producing this amazing music by composers in our ancestry who were also Black. And we don't limit ourselves to just Black composers. We want to add value and show what music can be, that music is really what it's reflective of the world around us. And that is often what we're missing in the traditional classical music platform. Very rarely do we go outside of the realm of white Europeans, and they produce beautiful, beautiful music. We're saying there's more, and we're here to add value. And it's really exciting. That's
It is.
been my experience, Lee.
I can feel the excitement exuding from you. I had an opportunity to hear you all when you were in Nashville, and it was just phenomenal. Just your entire production, everything was just first class. You almost felt like you were in a different country in one of the symphony houses. Just the way just the entire feeling. It's kind of like when you're watching TV and you see an orchestra that's across the sea somewhere, and everybody's just so excited and really into it and in tune to it. That's what it reminded me of. But you all were excellent while you were here. So we're looking forward to you coming back.
Thank you, Lee.
Yes, we're looking forward to you all coming back to Nashville. So
Cool.
now, how do you talk to young people about getting into music and not so much getting into music, but getting into more classical music? I know a lot of schools have had their music programs cut. In Nashville, the CMA Festival was designed to put money back into the schools to help with the music programs. But what do you talk to young people about as far as music is concerned, and how it helps shape them outside of them just playing music?
Well, first, we play music and let them experience it for themselves. That's what I do. We play, like I'll bring a group in. When I was teaching in the Atlanta public school system, I brought some friends and colleagues of mine from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra in, and they actually asked me, should we play Lady Gaga?
Okay.
I can't repeat what my answer was, but let's paraphrase and say no.
Okay.
Let you play some Mozart. play let's play some music. And they were like taken aback. I mean, shouldn't we play popular music?
Mhm.
I said, you're the Atlanta Symphony, and you're going to do what the Atlanta Symphony does for my students. And that is how you learn.
Mhm.
You have the experience. So that is how I introduce music to young people. We introduce people doing what they do.
Okay.
That being said, I also encouraged my students to rap and do
Okay.
hip hop
Okay.
because there is poetry there. What did I say before? You asked me the first thing. Rhythm,
Mhm.
stratification of rhythm, the breath.
Right.
And we should be our authentic selves and respect all of our art forms and the complexity of them. And when the children saw and their parents saw that I was about their viewpoint, that is how you turn someone on to something new. And it would be for anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you turn people on to something. Introducing them to people who are being their authentic selves, sharing their art. Not 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 patronizing and, and saying because I'm coming into the hood, I'm going to play some popular music.
Right.
Oh, that is so ridiculous.
Right. Right. Excellent. Hey, you have some shout outs. Anyango is listening in. She's shouting you out, and of course Lee Pringle is.
I think I got froze out.
Oh, okay. I was saying that Anyango, you have a couple people shouting you out. So Anyango is live, is listening in and watching. So she shouted you out. Um, she says she's very excited for you and seeing this, and so she's excited and said hi to everyone. Um, there's one of our regulars, Tabiti Boone. So you guys are making it happen. So good stuff. He's enjoying it. Got Justin's back, said hello. And somebody, one more I want to pull up. But yeah, so you have people. Oh, yeah, Delia Dolar. Lovely to hear Jackie talk as she gives so much pleasure when she performs. When she can't talk, such a unique lady. So she's excited about you also. And we encourage all of our listeners to send it. We encourage all listeners to send any other comments in. If you have any questions, send those in as well. We'll have a segment where we go through the questions for Jacqueline. Hey, Jacqueline, if you want to grab hello, if you want to grab a cup of water or something for a few seconds, you can do that. We're going to thank our sponsors and then we'll be back to you.
Yeah, and Lee, while we are on break, after we bring on the sponsors, would love to play an ensemble.
Hey, okay.
That our audience can experience Dr. Jacqueline for themselves. So I'll let you go ahead and bring up our sponsors. Jacqueline, take a moment, feel free to grab some water and we'll bring you back up shortly.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. All right, everyone. I know you all are enjoying Dr. Jacqueline Pickett. We certainly are. She's a phenomenal woman. Just really listening to her passion and her grasp of music and not just current music, but the historic aspect of music is very exciting. Of course, we thank all of you all for tuning in and ask that you share this second half with anyone in your network that's not logged in, that's not on right now. Let them know what you think about the program today. We also want to make sure you call, or you can't call in, but send in any questions that you have for Jacqueline. Not yet. Yes, that's coming. But send in any questions you have for Jacqueline so that we can be sure to ask her those questions. And if you haven't liked our Facebook page or subscribed to our YouTube page, we ask that you do both of those. Women with Grit, just go ahead and like our Facebook page. Our YouTube page just launched, so we don't have many. We actually have, since we hadn't promoted it, we have people that already subscribed, and I'm not one of them, so I got to get subscribed too. But we definitely ask that you go on YouTube and subscribe to our page. We're going to eventually have some additional content on the YouTube page that you're not going to want to miss. So we're excited about that. So shout out to MJC Insurance Group. Again, we encourage you to shop with them no matter where you're located. They may be licensed in your area to help you with your homeowner's insurance, your auto insurance, motorcycle insurance, your boat, workers' comp, whatever you need. MJC Insurance Group, they're an independent agency, and so they're able to shop numerous companies to help you get the best value for your needs. MJCINS.com, MJCINS.com. Molet Investment Services. We want you to reach out to Terrell Perry, Terrell at MoletInvestmentServices.com. Check Terrell out. You know, so many people are walking around without life insurance, and you don't have to get the most expensive insurance. You can get a term policy, and we're not going to tell you you can get a term policy for $10 a month and sell you a 10-year policy when we know you have a 1-year-old. You know, we want to make sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of your family for the long term. And so give Terrell a call. He'll be happy to get you a number of quotes for your life insurance. And also, if you're still working on your financial plan, your investment strategy, give Terrell a call and he'll be happy to help you work that out. 615-627-0968 or Terrell at MoletInvestmentServices.com, or you just go to the website, MoletInvestmentServices.com, and click on contact and send us a message, and someone will reach out to you to happily help you. And then, of course, if you have a small business or a medium-sized business and you need a 401k plan for your company or a health plan, short, long-term disability, any type of benefits, ask for Lauren at MoletInvestmentServices.com. Lauren, Lauren, at MoletInvestmentServices.com, so that we can get you a proposal to serve your employees. You know, as you grow your companies, you want to make sure that your employees are growing with you and stay with you. We invest so much in our employees, and we don't give them the benefits that they need. They'll leave us for 50 cents. So we want to make sure that they are engaged and happy where they are. And we're also happy to shop and help you analyze what you already have. If you have something in place, of course, we'd love to put something in place for you and to serve your company. And last but not least, go to SherelleLands.com, SherelleLands.com, and just be empowered. I think that's, I'll leave it with that. Be empowered with Sherelle, and she's got a couple of books that you can purchase. She's working on another book. And then also she has various seminars and opportunities to help and also to come speak or consult with your company or with you personally. So check her out.
Lee, even, just before this, and I probably will post it somewhere on the page, is I've been getting a lot of ask about, like, how do you just remain profitable during this pandemic? So did all the research for you.
Okay.
It's such a short distillation. So happy to share that with our viewers or our listeners, but it will be on my page.
Awesome. Yeah. So, we've been in this pandemic, and there are people that have been really doing very well in this period of time.
That's right.
Economically, just getting their lives in order. There's so many different ways that people have thrived and really expect to really blow up as we come out of it. So, holler at Sherelle and learn some of those strategies that people are doing to get there. And
silence.
Say it again.
Don't struggle or suffer in silence.
Yes, don't for sure don't struggle. And then if you are having some other issues, mental issues or what have you, seek help. It's okay to get help. It's the best way to keep your mind right, and people love you and people want you to be around. So make sure you do that. All right, Sherelle, are we ready? Are we going to tee up Dr. Pickett now, or are we going to let her come back to introduce?
Yeah, I want to tee up a video with Dr. Pickett before we bring her back up to answer any questions that you all have. So please leave your questions in the chat function, and we'll be sure to have her respond to those. But I would definitely wanted to make sure that you all got an opportunity to sample some of her music, as well as we're featuring a former guest as well, which was, if you remember, we did Onyango. So this one is with Onyango. So give me a moment. Let me see if I can get my screen share going so that you all can be able to experience. All right, here we go. Hang tight. Here we go. Awesome. Let's see if I can stop sharing. How about that?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
amazing. You know, I always respect those who continue to just carry out the craft, you know, of music, because brings so much um, depth to life, in my opinion. You know, you put on some music and it can transform a mood at any moment's notice, just when you begin to play and you kind of get into the flow of things. So that has definitely been an exciting thing for me. Lee, do you play any instruments?
So I used to play the guitar growing up.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Jair plays guitar.
Excuse me.
Jair, my son.
Oh, really? Okay. Yep. So I played the guitar. My brother and sister played the piano. Lance, our 6-year-old, is a real drummer. He can make some beats with his drums.
Nice.
Daryl is a piano player. So we'll see what Luke does. Lee played the drums for a little while also, and then sports took over his all his free time. So yeah, so
nice. He's plays the drums and went from drums to guitar. He kind of dabbles now, actually.
Okay.
And now he plays around with the keyboard, but nothing formal. Need to get him back into that.
Okay.
And then music. I love music in general, and I wish I could sing.
Thought you were gonna break out with the song.
No, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want me to do that. No. But I enjoy it, but between he keeps me in check. That's what I call him, my kid manager, because every time I get a little bit too excited, he just kind of reins me back in. So no, I can't. Don't do that. It looks like we lost Dr. Pickett. So we're going to see if we can get her back here in just a moment. How about you all, for your listeners? Do we have any musicians that are in the room? If so, what is your favorite instrument? Drop it in the chat function. We want to know, what is your favorite instrument? I'm going to go with the clarinet, just because that was one that I played growing up. Really enjoyed it. And so that's what I'm vibing with. What are you vibing with, Lee?
So I think if I went with I didn't play, but I would love to learn how to play the saxophone. That's just I like to. It's something you can do with nothing else. And of course, a lot of instruments you can play with nothing else, but I think the saxophone would be the one that I would choose. I did play around on the cornet a little bit growing up, but music really wasn't my thing. In fact, my brother and sister both played in Morgan State University's band. My sister played the flute, and my brother played the trombone in the band. So yeah, it's Dr. Pickett.
Yeah, got your back.
Yeah, got your back. Hey, everybody! I want to do this real quick. Last week we had this is Black History Month, so I wanted to talk about real quickly Sarah E. Good. Sarah E. Good, 1850 to 1905. She was born into slavery in 1850. She was an inventor and an entrepreneur. Sarah E. Good was the first African-American woman to be granted a patent by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Her invention of a folding cabinet bed in 1885. She died in 1905. And so that folding cabinet bed, we know it very much, I think, as a Murphy bed. Sounds like it should be a good bed and not a Murphy bed. But so I wanted to put that out there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for jumping back on, Dr. Anyango. I'm sorry.
Dr. Pickett.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the question from Anyango.
So tell us about that piece that we heard, Dr. Pickett.
I think she might be having some internet connection.
Okay.
Can you hear us, Dr. Pickett?
We can see your smile.
Yes. Yes. All right, we'll give it just a minute.
So were you saying Anyango had a question, or did she have a comment?
Anyango had a question, which is simply, what type of music genre permits her to express her emotions best at this moment? It's a great question.
Great question.
Yeah, so hopefully. There we are. So we see you. The feed is coming out a little bit choppy. Can you hear us, Dr. Pickett? We'll give it a minute. We'll give her a moment to see if we can get her back to recycle, but I'll kick that over to, are you back, Dr. Pickett? I'm not, can you hear us okay? All right.
So I'll say this. So Lee Pringle, we asked a question about that performance, and Lee stated it's a wonderful virtual performance from Bogota, Colombia,
Yes,
and Atlanta, Georgia. It was filmed done during the height of the pandemic, and these two made it happen virtually. So that's awesome. It's good that you're back. Okay. So the question that we asked, this was from Anyango, what type of music genre permits you to express your emotions best as of this moment?
Okay, it doesn't appear. The audience is saying that they can't hear you, Dr. Pickett.
So Anyango says that her favorite instrument to listen to is the cello, and the favorite to play, of course, is the violin.
Yeah.
I think let's see, Lee, I don't see your response. Delia, I don't see your response. Ebony, I don't see your response. Just calling some people out.
Yeah. So what is your favorite type of music to express yourself?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, there you are.
Okay.
Awesome. We got your back. Okay, did you hear the question, Dr. Pickett? I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. So we see your mouth moving, but can't hear any sound. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, so my favorite music is hip hop. I like.
Yes, type it on the chat.
Type it in the chat.
Yep. So my favorite music is.
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Good. So so the question from Anyango, what type of music genre permits you to express your emotions best as of this moment?
All right, looks like we're having some technical difficulties with some audio. We'll continue to work through it. Lee, you were saying hip hop?
Yep. So I would say hip hop, and I like the diversity of hip hop. Now I'm more of I mean, I like the current rap, but I think the early stages of rap, the topics were, I mean, the stories were really real, and it wasn't about cussing nobody out or shooting anybody. It was, it was somewhat braggadocious in a lot of ways, but it talked a lot about style and culture, and of course, you had Public Enemy. My favorite all-time female rapper is MC Light. My favorite male rappers are Run DMC, and yeah, and so just real cool. And of course, it's evolved over the decades now, and into in a multifaceted genre and a lifestyle, and it's part of every type of music. You can hear obviously Old Town Road. It's kind of a country hip hop or hip hop country
musical genre is I would say jazz.
Okay.
say jazz, but
and classical music as I envision it to be.
awesome. Ebony said hers is hip hop or rap. The way to work, on the way to work, jazz on the rides in the country, classical to study, R&B or gospel when cooking. I'm right there with you, Ebony. I listen to most, with the exception of a few things. That is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but I listen to
Okay.
some country from time to time too.
Are you able to hear?
It's kind of choppy and in terms of being able to hear you. You're coming in every other word. But I am seeing your text where you said it is most exciting to see how music is changing. We did see that as well. So Dr. Pickett, tell us how can people engage with you? How can they follow you? What's next for you? Looks like
Yeah, I think we'll have to get her all her social media. Dr. Pickett, we'll get your social media information and we'll post it to our page so people can reach out to you. We are out of time, unfortunately.
No, but wasn't that an amazing piece?
It was. Yeah.
We'll definitely have to get her information and the color of music. And
so what is my favorite type of music that I can truly express who I am? My answer to that
like
right. It's like there's a delay.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard the question. What type of music?
Yeah, it was really your kind of music that permits you to express your emotions best at the moment. But I think what we'll do, Dr. Pickett, is we'll follow back up with you and capture all of your handles. We hate that we are having some technical difficulties, but thankfully, Lee Pringle has put some information in the chat function as remarkable as Dr.
My favorite type of music is classical music.
Okay, classical. I like classical as well. And he said that Dr. Jackie Pickett is representing the classical repertoire. She also has a wonderful delivery of presenting the African American spiritual with moving precision and passion. She recently presented Were You There with Consuela Lee Moorhead from 1927 to 2009, double bass and piano.
As of this moment, it is jazz. However, a close second is classical as.
Okay. Awesome.
We are explored to be.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Dr. Pickett, we want to say thank you. We apologize for all of the technical difficulties that we are
here.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Pickett. Thank you all, everyone, for tuning in. Ebony Wallace, we got your. We see what your favorite music is. It's hip hop or rap on the way to work. In other words, you get hyped up on your way to work. Jazz for rides in the country. and classical to study, R&B or gospel when cooking. So you seem to like a lot of genres, but you have specific times where you really like them. So that's pretty cool. Thank you all, everyone, for tuning in today. We had the technical difficulties towards the end with Dr. Pickett, but Dr. Pickett, this was phenomenal. It was awesome to hear you talk about music and talk about your life in music and talk about the roots and even the entrepreneurial aspect of music and food and gardening. So we're really excited about having you. Look forward to having you again. And we're definitely looking forward to The Color of Music coming back on tour, and we'll try to pick you all up where you are as you're traveling. For all of you again that have tuned in, we really appreciate your time and hope this was beneficial to you. We ask that you will share this with your friends and your network, and also again go and like our Facebook page and go check out our YouTube page at Women with Grit. And you can check out our website. Also, lastly, we want to thank our sponsors, MJC Insurance Group, Molet Investment Services, and SherelleLands.com. That's not really her name. Her name is Sherelle Lance, not Sherelle Anderson. And again, if you want to get involved with the table, go to thetableaction.com. No matter where you live, go check it out. It's something phenomenal, and we're gaining traction and seeing some phenomenal things happen. So with that, Sherelle, you want to close us up?
Yeah. Again, thank you all, and thank you, Dr. Pickett. Again, we will be sure to follow up with where you can get involved and also to support her as well as The Color of Music. Next week, we have another amazing guest. We have Rhea Kennard with Kennard Associates. You guys definitely want to be a part of that. Rhea actually is the founder of the Nashville Guide, and we're so excited just to have her on the dais next week. Again, as Leah's already said, be sure to follow us on some of our channels. We want to continue to saturate our YouTube, so make sure that you like, share, and we will see you on there. Super excited that you joined us tonight. And with that, we will say that we shall see you next week at the same time in the same place. So take care and many blessings. Bye.
Peace.